So I know that you spoke at the Flourish Media Conference. You talked about personal branding and being, yourself. And part of what you're able to do when you are on your own in your own consultancy, in your own agency, or as your own business, is you get to be the fullness of who you are. What does that mean? Like, what are some actual transit things that you're like, well, I can wear my hair this way. I don't know, I can be in pajamas. I don't know, like well, you can't be in pajamas when you're working in corporate. So what does that mean? Like, what are those different things? Give us some examples.
So I'm a very spiritual person.
Mm-hmm.
And so my insight and my discernment plays a big role in who I work with, how I facilitate things, how I handle things, being able to stay true to my morals and my values,
Yeah.
and the not having that conflict. Because when you're working with people under their rules and their regulations, how they do stuff doesn't always align with the core of
Mm.
how you do stuff. And I know that in the past, I've had situations where I'm like, I can't do this. Like, it doesn't sit well with me. This literally makes me cringe. Like, I don't know how you're sleeping at night.
Yeah,
Okay.
right, right.
And so, not having to have that fight within myself
Mm-hmm.
is definitely something that I feel comes from working for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but another thing that I say in carrying myself and my authentic being is choosing the spaces that I entertain.
Oh, that's good.
Choosing the spaces that you network in. So
Yeah.
I was recently invited to actually speak, and it's from somebody who's had hosted an event previously that I attended
Mm-hmm.
and vended it, and the event made me very uncomfortable.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the event was promoted to be a women empowerment. It was supposed to be a professional women's
Yeah.
females gathering, and it was all religion.
Mm.
And there's a difference between religiosity and spirituality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And personally, the people and scenarios that I've been in, so you can have um spirituality and not have
Mm-hmm.
religion, but you can't have religiosity and not have spirituality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've encountered a lot of overtly religious
Mm-hmm.
people who
Mm-hmm.
lack that spirituality, and it makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
So
Oh,
when you put
see.
me in a space
Yeah.
and you say it's catered to for the professional woman,
Mm.
but you're really selling religion.
Mm.
And so when she asked me again, I said, "Is this next event faith based?"
Mm.
And she was like, "Well, why did you ask?" And we ended up in this back and forth. I said, "Listen, we all have our own spiritual relationship.
Sure.
Like, you can't attack me for my values and my beliefs and in
Right.
my relationship, because my relationship with God is good."
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I
Right.
don't have an issue. What I have an issue with is how people judge and attack you for your
Mm.
relationship not looking like theirs.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I was like, I cannot be in a space that is faith based if it is going to have that same type
It's going to
of
be judgment
setup.
based
Yeah.
as well.
And when she told me, she confirmed, she was like, "Well, we are going to have a segment that
Mhm.
is devoted to religion." And I said, "I'll pass."
Yeah. And that's okay, because it's well within your right? Like, you actually
Right.
get a chance to choose where you
Right.
spend your time in this season, because you can. And that's a
Yeah.
really empowering place to be.
Yes.